your mother for a butt like that. You're a shotgun bang. What's up with that thing? I wanna know, how does it hang? Hold up, Mr. Lover, like Prince said, you're a sassy mother.
Hey folks, it's Pop Culture Pulse, and today we're delving into Deadpool's story. Deadpool, once known as Wade Wilson, is a Marvel character cooked up by Fabian Nicieza and Rob Liefeld. He made his debut in New Mutants issue number 98. Let's chat about how this Marvel Comics legend came to be and what awesome powers he brings to the table. At first, Deadpool showed up as a supervillain in New Mutants and later in X-Force. But over time, he transformed into the more familiar anti-hero we all know. He's called the Merc with a mouth because he just can't stop cracking jokes, even breaking the fourth wall, a fancy term writers use to add humor and running gags. As we dig into Wade Wilson's story, you'll find he's been through a lot and faced tough circumstances. To handle it all, he embraced humor. His jokes and unpredictability also hinted at something deeper, Wade's mental struggles, which become clearer when we explore the conflicting accounts of his childhood. Wade's memories about his childhood are a bit of a roller coaster. At first, he thought his dad left his pregnant mom, leading to some tough times. He even believed his mom passed away when he was 5, and his dad, who was in the army, turned abusive, shaping Wade into a bit of a troublemaker. But hold on, there's another side. In a twist, he told someone else that his dad, a joke teller, left them when he was just a kid. His mom, dealing with it all, turned to alcoholism. Young Wade ran away to ease her burden. But it turns out his parents were still happily together in Canada. Wade's story? Full of unexpected twists and turns. His parents preserved Wade's room just the way he left it. But when Wade, now an adult after years of training, went back, he couldn't recognize the house, his parents, or even his own room. Things had changed a lot. Deadpool turned into an amazing martial artist, excelling in hand-to-hand combat and mastering various unarmed techniques. He's not just talk, he's proven himself by taking on skilled fighters like Wolverine and Taskmaster, even managing to beat them in hand-to-hand combat multiple times. This clearly shows that Deadpool ranks among the top fighters in the Marvel Universe. His skills, combined with his unpredictability, make him a formidable force. As mentioned earlier, predicting Deadpool's moves is no easy task, not even for Deadpool himself. Taskmaster, who usually copies others' fighting styles, thought he had Deadpool figured out. However, the Merc with a mouth surprised everyone by spontaneously changing his fighting style, leaving Taskmaster in the dust. After leaving home, Deadpool tried his luck in the U.S. Army Special Forces. But even with his killer skills, he got the boot for not following orders that clashed with his own moral compass. And oh, it gets darker. A failed suicide attempt just before turning 19? Yet, Deadpool's origin is no walk in the park. But wait, get this. Enter a clandestine group of CIA-sponsored mercenary assassins. They lured Wade in, promising him targets that totally deserved a one-way ticket to the afterlife. In this covert unit, Deadpool fine-tuned his assassination, espionage, and combat skills, transforming into the ultimate infiltrator, escape artist, and sharpshooter. And then there's the weapons game. Deadpool didn't just stop at 2 swords strapped to his back, nope. In the comics, he kicks it up a notch, charging those katana swords with an energy field from his suit. Result? They can slice through stuff as tough as diamonds. Now that's an upgrade. Not much is known about what Wilson did next with the CIA. However, during one of his later missions in Japan, things took a turn. Wilson, for the first time ever, refused to finish the job. Following this, he made his way back to the US, where fate had a surprising encounter waiting for him. In America, Wade crossed paths with Vanessa Carlyle, a mutant teenage prostitute. They quickly fell in love, sharing dreams of a brighter future. The Deadpool films give us a glimpse into their relationship, although Vanessa's mutant ability doesn't get a mention. Of course, love stories in the superhero world don't always have a happy ending. Wade's world crumbled when he learned he had a whopping 34 cancerous tumors, making his future uncertain. Rather than burden Vanessa with a terminally ill partner, he made the heartbreaking decision to break up. Back in Canada, a glimmer of hope emerged in the form of Department K, a special weapons development branch of the Canadian government. Wilson found himself in the hands of Department K, becoming a test subject in the US-Canadian Superhuman Enhancement Project, aka the Weapon X program. To put a halt to his cancer, they implanted a healing factor from another Department K agent, none other than the mutant powerhouse, Wolverine, my personal favorite X-Man. Here's a twist. Vanessa, Wade's former love, later joined the project. Manifesting mutant shape-shifting abilities, she started going by the name Copycat. However, the good times didn't last. After a few successful missions, Deadpool's healing factor went haywire, and his cancer returned with a vengeance. This led to deformities in his flesh, getting him the boot from the Weapon X program. His destination? The hospice, a supposed government facility for failed superhuman operatives. But hold on, unbeknownst to the Canadian government, this hospice wasn't the haven it claimed to be. Dr. Killebrew and his sadistic assistant Ajax, featured in the first Deadpool movie, turned it into a house of horrors. Wade and the other patients became guinea pigs for torturous experiments, a twisted mix of professional curiosity and the sick satisfaction of knowing their chances of survival were slim to none. Within the hospice, patients started placing bets on how long each subject would survive. This intriguing plot point made its way into the film, although with a slight twist. Wade, in the midst of all this chaos, formed a unique romantic relationship with the cosmic entity, Death. Considering him a kindred spirit, Wilson took drastic measures to be with Death. He even went as far as trying to end his own life, making things interesting by repeatedly taunting Ajax with his birth name, Francis. Surprisingly, this earned him the respect of the other patients. In a fit of rage, Ajax retaliated by lobotomizing Worm, who was the closest thing Wilson had to a friend. Prompted by Death herself, Wilson had to make a heartbreaking decision to end Worm's suffering, showing the dark and twisted paths his journey took within the hospice. Following Killbrew's brutal hospice rules, any patient who killed another faced execution. In a twisted turn, Ajax took matters into his own hands, ripping out Wilson's heart and leaving him for dead. However, Wilson's intense thirst for revenge fueled his healing factor, miraculously regenerating his heart, though the scars on his body remained untouched. With newfound strength, Wilson broke free from the room, took on the guards, and tracked down Ajax. Unloading 2 automatic rifles into Ajax's chest, he officially adopted the name Deadpool. Breaking out of the hospice alongside a few liberated patients, Wade embarked on a new chapter. His reputation as the Merc with a mouth began to spread as he ventured into the world beyond the confines of the grim facility. Deadpool's body got a major upgrade on a genetic level, enhancing his physiology. This gave him some seriously cool perks: regenerative healing, resistance to foreign chemicals, immunity to diseases, and even protection against telepathic intrusion, possession, and, oh yeah, immortality. Plus, a bunch of superhuman abilities like strength, speed, stamina, agility, reflexes, and durability, as we covered earlier. Now, let's talk about Deadpool's killer healing factor. It's not just any healing power, it's from the blood of Wolverine. This means Deadpool can regenerate damaged or obliterated body parts way faster and more efficiently than your average Joe. Imagine healing from slashes, punctures, bullet wounds, beheadings, and severe burns in just moments. Impressive, right? But there's a catch. While his healing abilities make his brain a no-go zone for telepaths, the constant healing also comes with a downside. It cranks up Deadpool's instability, leading to some pretty intense and unpredictable violent outbursts. Sure, he was already a bit unstable before the genetic tweaks we talked about earlier, but the constant cycle of scarring and healing in his brain made things worse. Talk about a double-edged sword. Our first glimpse of Deadpool on the big screen was in X-Men Origins: Wolverine, a movie that also featured Ryan Reynolds. However, the filmmakers made a seriously bad call by sewing his mouth shut and giving him powers that belong to Cyclops. Now, it's crucial to emphasize that what we witnessed in this film is not Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds was so disappointed with how the character was portrayed that it fueled his determination to advocate for a solo Deadpool movie that would do justice to the character. In a way, I'm kinda thankful for X-Men Origins: Wolverine, because it's the reason we now have an amazing solo Deadpool series. The disappointment from that film lit a fire under Ryan Reynolds, leading to the creation of a Deadpool movie that truly captured the essence of the character. That wraps up our journey into Deadpool's history, folks. Huge thanks to all of you who requested this exploration of Deadpool's origins in the comics. I'm tossing around the idea of diving into the stories of Gambit, Cable, Howard the Duck, and Wolverine in future videos. Drop a comment below if that sounds intriguing to you. Make sure to hit subscribe and tap that notification bell to stay in the loop on all our content. If there's anything specific you'd like us to cover, feel free to let us know. Always a pleasure chatting with you here at Pop Culture Pulse. Thanks for hanging out, and catch you in the next one.